Hello, hello there, my friends. This is G. Allen Roberts, and this is the new you, the weekly talk show that is on Global Facts Radio. And tonight's topic is we're going to be talking about reestablishing the American dream. And for many of you who are listening from around the world, when we say the American dream, we're really talking about your dream, no matter where you live in the world, because what the American dream is the dream of freedom. And we're talking about reestablishing the pursuit of freedom around the world. And tonight, as my co-host and founder of the show, Cornell Grady is on the line, and he's going to say a few words about our topic tonight, and we'll get started.
Well, hey, man, Jeff, I am excited to be here as always, man. We got some good stuff. We got some great things coming up. This week, we're going to Houston. We're going to be a part of a home ownership workshop, and that's where we coined the phrase for the workshop, reestablishing the American dream. Most people know me, of course, from this show and from other media outlets, but primarily from the book, The American Dream, which I wrote a few years back now. And the book was written, is almost out of season because people were dealing with so many different things. Most people wouldn't believe in that they could even establish or have or experience the American dream. But guess what? Things come back. There's cycles, there's systems, there's, things turn and change. Sometimes change is slow, but sometimes it's time to make the next move. And reestablishing the American dream is just about that. How now it's time to stride out, step out, move out, and do something new, man. Do something that you've never done before. Live the quality life that you've never had, that you've only been dreaming about. And for those who have spiritual connections, to know that God has not forgotten about you and that you can live your dreams. You really can. And we're going to get into it, man, but just wanted to give you that quick little plug, as well as at the end, maybe give a little bit of information about a launch party, because while I'm in Houston, we're going to be doing a launch party for some home-based business owners and some women-owned business owners and minority business owners and people that are, who are pressed past fear and stepped out and making things happen, and they are changing the quality of their lives. So, hey, that's coming up. That's just a little overview, quick preview, overview, all of that good stuff. And, man, I'm excited to be here. Yes, sir.
All right, great. We look forward to more information about that trip that you're going to be doing in Houston. We're going to be talking more about that. I wanted to ask you a question. What does the American dream mean to you?
What does the American dream mean to me? After doing all the research and writing a book and all that good stuff, the American dream really is about having the courage to live life on your terms, being able to go out there and believe that you can get what you want. A lot of people quantify it by a car, a house, clothes, but I really believe that what's most important is quality of life. Are you experiencing a good quality of life? That's, to me, what the American dream denotes. And
a similar idea I have of the American dream as well. And I heard an interesting story this week, and I wanted to share that with everyone tonight. It was a story about Francis Scott Key, who was a lawyer during the Revolutionary War, and he's the one that wrote the Star-Spangled Banner, the lyrics for that, the song that we all sing as Americans. And I wanted to reestablish that story of how that song was established, because throughout the years that story has been changed, it has been modified, and I wanted to give the true account of what happened that particular night. It was September 13th, 1814, and Fort McHenry was a stronghold that the Patriots held during. It was a fort near Baltimore, and the British Armada, the ships, they were planning a battle, this giant battle, to happen on September 13th, 1814. And Francis Scott Key learned about this plan of this giant battle that was going to happen, and he learned about it a week ahead of time, and he actually approached the British Armada, or the leader. I don't know who the leader was at the time, but he actually approached them and boarded their ship and talked to the captain. And I got to reestablish with Cornell. And so during that time, he asked them not to launch this huge battle against the British fleet, and but they refused. You still there, Cornell?
Yeah.
Okay. But the British captain, he refused to not wage this giant battle against this fort, and so Francis Scott Key, pleaded for him because he knew that there was not only men there, but there was women and children who also lived at the fort, and he knew that there would be, a massacre basically with all these cannons firing on this fort. But the British captain refused and said that we're going forward with our plan, and he held Francis Scott Key captured on his own boat. He was guarded on his own boat and was forced to watch the battle. And so the battle began, and it was a 5-hour bombardment of the fort. 25 hours, can you imagine? The crew members of Francis Key's boat were always asking, "Is the flag still standing? Is the flag still standing?" And Francis would report back that the flag was still standing. The flag was still standing. And the next morning, after the battle was over, the flag was still standing. And the reason why it was standing, it was because the people in the fort used their own bodies to prop up the flag, to prop up the pole in the name of freedom, right? In order to stand their ground, they used their own bodies to prop up the flag. And that's the true story behind the Star-Spangled Banner and its importance to freedom, because those people stood for freedom, even though the odds were against them, and it was a 25-hour bombardment, cannon fire on the fort. But they were willing to die for the freedom that they had established. And this was before, any government, American government was even established. This was before that. But these people stood for freedom and not some government agency. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're talking about the American dream. We're talking about that. We're talking about the pursuit, the vision of freedom, the freedom that God had already given people, and at their birth. And we want to establish that again, because what has happened is that history has been changed. History is being changed every day, and the true story is being hidden. So,
hey man, that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. I mean,
I went to the Smithsonian website and I looked that story up, and and that fact about people holding up the pole is not there. It's not there. It's just saying, oh, they won the battle, and therefore the Francis Key wrote the song. But the true story was the bravery of the people in that fort, that they were going to hold their ground no matter what, and they were going to keep that flag standing. That is the true message. That is the true story of that night.
Right. I mean, and that's
so
very powerful.
We're talking about freedom, and the fact is that you have to hold your ground, because there's forces that are going to come against you. And so what we want to do is give people some tools that they can use in their own lives to hold their ground and to really reestablish their freedom, their own personal freedom. Let's go into that.
Well, man, listen. First of all, the story is phenomenal. I mean, to go all the way back to 1814, that's just phenomenal. The idea that people would be willing to stand for something to the point of death is phenomenal, as well as, because I do motivation, inspiration, all of that good stuff. I sometimes I run across people who it's a statement that we used to say is, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. It's a lot of people, and, some of our past shows, you bring it up, how people are just become a slave to a job. These people were willing to put their life on the line. And, literally, if we enjoyed the movie like The Matrix, where you want the red pill or the green pill, everybody wants it easy. But how many people are willing to put their life on the line? Now, this is a little off course for me, just a little bit, but, I talked about this earlier today with a group of people. Napoleon Hill talked about the 6 basic fears, and in one of them is the fear of death, and people are afraid to die. But and the correlation that I'm making is, how many people will not refuse to go after their dreams? And then here you bring up a story from 1814 that people believed so heavily that they put their lives on the line, and then even after their life, they put their bodies in position to hold up the flag and what it represents and what it stands for. And Jeff, I of course I never knew that you were going to bring that point up, but I really want to just encourage people that you can go after your dreams. And honestly, it may seem tough, it may seem hard, but I can assure you that the more you do it, the easier it gets, because of your confidence will kick in. Your belief system will get a charge, and you will be in a perspective that, you know what, I can do this. This is achievable. This is attainable. They said a long time ago, the journey of 1,000 miles begins, with the first steps. I really hope when we're finished with this show, people begin to say, you know what, where is my dream? Let me go find it. Get it off the shelf. Dust it off. Let me look at it. And by saying that, what I'm saying is, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have your dreams written down, a lot of people are using vision boards and things of that nature. If you don't have it written down, if you don't know what you want, and this is a statement that you love that I say, Jeff, if you don't know where you're going, any road will always get you there, okay? If you're going to go after your dream, of course, the name of the workshop is Reestablishing the American Dream, okay? If you don't know what that dream is, you'll always settle. You'll always be okay with getting something, but not achieving your dream. And I'm telling you, there's nothing like going after your dream. And you will know this. You will be tested in the process. You will be tested. You will be tested. But guess what? If that dream is inside of you, you have been fortified to make that dream come alive.
And one other thing that you should know about these people is that they were persecuted, they were taxed very heavily, and they were basically forced to leave their place overseas, in Britain or wherever they were living beforehand, right? They were forced to come here just for the chance or the hope that they could find that freedom. And so when it comes battle time and they had to make the choice between life or death for freedom, their choice was simple because they were given a small chance that they could be free, that they could pursue, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Just that chance. And a lot of people need that chance. They need to know that there's some hope that they can achieve life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people have been convinced that, like in America, we have that written into our documents, right, into our Declaration of Independence, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But I don't know what the thought is in other countries. I don't know, well, that's only in America that can happen. Well, no, that is what is that word? That is a God-given right.
Right.
That all men should be able to live life and pursue happiness, liberty and pursue happiness. That it's just not an American ideal. That is a right, a privilege. That's something that's given to you at birth. It's not something that man has given to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know how to explain that more. But.
Well, no, you've done good. But you know what? And that's another great correlation. Right, quick segue. Even in my book, I talk about 16 million Americans, but 61 million people worldwide. The concept, the idea of the American dream is only a concept. Okay, it doesn't matter what country you're in. A lot of the clients that I work with, Jeff, they're in other countries. Okay, and I was really concerned, when titling the book "The American Dream," how would someone in another country feel about that? But the concept is not about this, that, or the other. It's about quality of life. People will literally risk their lives to get here, okay? I mean, the way this country was built and established, you just talked about it. These people was sent here and really, in some cases, it seemed like they were led astray. But the truth of the matter is they found liberty. They found freedom. They fought for it, but they found it and they got it. And what I'm saying with the reestablishing the American dream, with the American Dream book, it's really about going hard after what you want, okay? And after you've gone hard for some kind of period of time, it becomes easier. And literally, Jeff, let me just transition real quickly, so I want to make sure I cover this stuff about this workshop. Once the people come to this audio and get this audio, we'll have additional information about where the workshop is going to be, because the where may change, okay? Literally, we're taking this different parts of the country anyway. But we're starting with a portion of the definition of the American dream. And what that means is, portion of the definition of the American dream is owning your own home, okay? And let me just talk to the people that's renting, leasing, whatever. There's nothing wrong with any of those things, but there's nothing like owning your own home, okay? Owning a piece of the American dream, having something you can call your own, okay? There's nothing quite like it. We have at the workshop, man, we got loan officers that
Huh? Let me stop you right there. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What you just said was owning your own home, owning part of the American dream. And I want to take that a little bit further with a little bit of history and some of the research that I learned this last week. I've been learning a lot of different things. Okay. In 1944, the idea in America, I don't know about anywhere else, the idea of owning property changed from the old system to the new system. The new system, you have a warranty deed that guarantees you rights to that property. A warranty deed is just a statement that says that you have rights, access to the property. Before that, they used land patents. And land patents were established in the 1800s, in 1840, I'll say, but in New York was the first one in 1840. Before that, they divided up the land into land patents, and the landowners owned outright that land. It wasn't. See, the government only owns 3% of the land. Okay, the other 95% is owned by private individuals. At least it's the same way no matter what country you live in. The land is actually owned by the people of the land, not by the government. So that they are divided up into these land patents. So when you own a piece of property with a warranty deed, you need to take it one step further and actually own the land patent to that land. Because then you become the actual king of that land. You become, sole property owner of that land. You are the king of the land. So none of the rules of the government apply to that parcel of land because it is yours. And you determine what that governs that land. You see what I'm saying? So when you're talking about reestablishing the dream, that is the Achilles heel of these world governments that are trying to control. And there's a big land grab right now with environmentalism and all this other stuff saying that, you can't develop this piece of land because tree frogs or spotted owls. That's nothing but the government trying to exercise their power to grab that land. And then they're going to claim eminent domain over that land when the time comes right. And this has happened in Africa. They established these parks, these national state parks, wildlife refuge, and then they claim eminent domain over that land, which, So this is not a new concept, but the Achilles heel is to actually own the patent on the land. So you need to take the actual legal steps in order to trace your way back to that actual patent. And if we show enough people how to do that, it's going to change a lot of things for a lot of people. And we're trying to connect with Cornell here.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Well, I don't know what you heard. But basically, the land patent is the key to reestablishing the American dream.
Right. And
because then you have control over your land space. Yeah.
You have say-so. You have a voice. Yes, no doubt.
You see, if you just own the warranty deed, then the city, the county, the federal government can put regulations on that land, can tax that land, can do that. But if you have the actual patent on the land, you're not bound to any regulation, any taxes, anything like that, because you own it outright. So
I'm here, man. That's excellent.
I just wanted to take that further. So if people are saying, "Oh, okay, real estate is just a thing about greed or owning this property," I mean, it is the actual key to reestablishing freedom. That's why it was so important for those people to hold the ground, that they actually had claim to that land.
Right.
Yeah. So it's the same thing here. I mean, like I said, history's been changed to the point, that they don't really understand what's going on. But what's really going on is the only true value that you have is the land.
Right.
The land is what establishes your freedom.
Yep.
Because a man without a land is just a roamer, right? Just a whatever you call that, a nomad.
Yeah.
So when he claims his land, he can control his area, and then all the resources that are under his feet, help him prosper.
Yeah. Yep.
So
hey, man, it's
with that idea.
Hey, listen.
something I learned this week.
I thought,
awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was great. And that's why it's so very, very important for people to begin to become homeowners as well. And to know, like you said, the concept of freedom here, the American dream, or America is correlation with freedom, you know, and home ownership is part of the definition of the American dream.
I agree. It's foundational. It's foundational on many aspects.
Yep.
Because if you don't control the land that you occupy, then someone else does, and someone else can tell you what you can and cannot do.
Yep.
So when we're talking about freedom, land is so very important. But there's other tools too. It's seeing opportunity, using the resources that you have available to you, rebuilding that courage and confidence and things that we've been talking about the last few shows, is building on those principles that we've been talking about. Because without confidence and courage and those other foundational steps that we've talked about, without understanding your dream, your goals, your vision, and the power that is within you, you know, everything else just kind of doesn't fall into place for you.
Right.
So we want to help people establish this in their lives. We want people to understand, you know, the foundational building blocks that can turn things around for people. And so what we're hosting are these launch parties. So let's talk more about the launch parties.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, while I'm going to be there, I'm going to actually conduct one of the launch parties, right? And what people don't get is, you know, when it comes to a launch party, first of all, everybody likes a good party, you know? Everybody likes a good party, but ain't nothing like a party that teaches you how to make money, you know, teaches you because of what you need when it comes to buying a home, you need some money. So it's nothing like a great party that teaches you how to make money or teaches you how to take an idea, a concept, and take it to the free marketplace, charge a reasonable price, and make a profit. You know, so our launch parties, one of the things that's going to happen is we're going to show people what's really working, you know, when it comes to creating launch parties. We're going to teach people how to stack their launches and on top of each other, because the way human behavior is, sometimes they have to see things more than one time. I'm going to talk about how to use guerrilla marketing, you know. That sounds like, woo, what is that? Guerrilla marketing, things that will work for people and get things happening. You know, there's some people, Jeff, that we're going to be talking with that simply are willing to create their own informational product. You know, what is an informational product? It's a how-to product, how to do whatever. I've got people from clients who have lost 100 pounds and they want to teach other people how to lose weight. I've got clients who have dealt with traumatic situations in the past, and they want to teach people how they got over it. And so it doesn't matter what your idea is. We share with you how to deal with it. And literally how to do with it started from scratch, you know. Now, everybody would love a six-figure income. That may be aiming too high. So let's just create something that's bringing in extra income. You know what I mean?
Everybody right now needs more income. I mean, that's the one thing. Everybody needs to learn how to sell something, sell something, because you know, a job is almost impossible to find. Starting your own business is becoming harder and harder. But with technology now, businesses is easier than ever to start because all you need is a connection to the internet, basically, and then the right tools and resources and understanding of how to use that resource to leverage and to make income. And the only way that wealth is established is when you sell a product or service to somebody else. That's the only way to gain wealth. Even if you owned your own land, you still have to sell the resources on that land to somebody else in order to turn it into wealth, right, into money. Cornell? Oh, got to connect with it one more time. Sorry about that, folks. Yep. So the only way to convert something into money is to sell it to somebody else. And one of the most valuable resources that everybody has is in their head, right? Is the value of sharing the information that they've gained over the years with somebody else who's willing to pay for it. I mean, college prices are going through the roof. If somebody has a skill that they can teach to somebody else, and we can turn that into a product or service to teach somebody else how to do it, and it actually offers more value than if they were to pay $60,000 to go to some college to learn it. You'll have people sign up and then pay a fee to learn that trade or skill from you, as opposed to getting a degree in it.
Right.
And going into debt for it. And college debt, as you know, is not even, you can't even write that off in a bankruptcy. You're stuck with that debt for life. So, if you can find other ways to learn a trade or skill, people are definitely willing to pay for that. Because knowledge turns into a career or a job or a business for somebody else where they can make a living. Right. I mean, that's why people sign up to go to college, right? Because they want the knowledge so that someday they can get a job in that particular career field.
Yep.
So they just want the letters after their name, or they just want that piece of paper. I'm not sure. But to go $60,000 in debt to get a piece of paper is kind of ridiculous. And then, college students are finding out that, they're not getting a job after school. That boat has sailed,
Yeah.
So there's a lot of benefits. So when we get a group of people together and we share, the group dynamic is so important, and that's the importance of a launch party, is that we're getting a group of people with like-minded ideas, and they all have different skill sets. They all have different things that they can share with you, and building that connections between each of those different people is where you shine. I shine at teaching people how to use technology to create an income. You shine in connecting people with one another and letting them share their skills with each other. That's your expertise is right there.
Well,
that's why we're so successful at helping people move on and establishing themselves to create their own income flow.
Yeah, let me tell you two things, man. One of the things that we say with the launch party, we say, just do it now. Win now. Why? So you don't regret it later. You know what I mean? And I do appreciate you for complimenting me about how I bring people together.
And other shows, I mean, every athlete has a coach. Every athlete has somebody who's there to say, all right, you can push it a little bit harder. You can do this a little bit better.
Yep.
You know what? I saw this guy over here do this. Maybe you should implement that. There's always I mean, coaching and mentoring is so important.
Yep.
Especially for those who want to succeed.
Yep. Yep.
So how do people find out about this upcoming launch party in Houston? Is it part of a group already, or is it something that people can join?
Well, actually, all they got to do is show up, man. Show up and embrace it, because you just said it. What we're going to focus on is how to connect with millions of people worldwide, okay? We're going to teach people how to take their intellectual property, put into the informational product, and how to sell their ideas, right? Literally, Jeff, can I tell you how I'm going to start off the event? I'm going to start off by saying, brace yourself. It's showtime. I mean, literally getting people pumped up and excited because, man, you got to do things with the right energy, and it can become contagious. That's why they talked about attraction marketing and things of that nature. We're going to share with people some of the critical strategies behind successful launches, okay? One of those successful strategies in launches, how can they do it? How can they have a no-fail launch? You know what I mean? And you know and I know that a big part of the product launching is about setting yourself up as an expert, positioning you as that expert that people know that you're the go-to person for this. And that's the one thing that I know that people have had challenges with most dramatically. People can sell somebody else's stuff, but how to sell them, that's sort of difficult. And so that's what I mainly focus on with a lot of the coaching, is how to market you.
Right. One of the key points there is that you can't present yourself as the expert. You have to have somebody else identify you to that expert status. And that's what we help people do as well. We help edify people and to make them an expert in that particular field. Alex Mendozian, one of my marketing mentors, does this very, very well. He does this all the time. He edifies people and makes them an expert just through his edification, just through his spoken word. And that's what we help people do. We help them refine what they have to offer, and then we present it in such a way that they become the expert.
Yeah.
But you can't call yourself the expert because no one believes you. You have to have it established by other people. That's one of the tricks not tricks, but one of the processes that we help people go through.
Yep.
So see, people don't have to come with they don't have to come with something, right? It's like a discovery process. You don't have to, well, I'm going to go to this party, I'm going to say I'm going to do a product about this, and that's what's going to happen. The idea is that you come into the launch party open-minded, willing to learn, and willing to take action. Those are like the fundamentals of the launch party. You have to come in open-minded, willing to learn, and willing to take action. That you're ready to do something. It's kind of the old, fire, aim, whatever that thing. What is that phrase? Ready, fire, aim.
Ready, fire, aim. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, it's kind of that approach because you have to start in a direction first, and then we guide the course to refine the targeting, right?
Right.
If you don't get started, then nothing happens. If you don't start moving in a direction, we can't steer the car, right?
Right.
That's kind of a good analogy, right? If the car's not moving, we can't turn the steering wheel right or left to help you guide you into the right direction. I mean, we can't. We're not going to push the car for you. You're the one that has to step on the gas and go, and then we'll help steer you. We'll help guide you.
Yep.
And that's kind of a good analogy. It's like you're in the car, you're pushing the gas. We're just there to navigate you through some of the maze. and to motivate you and to keep you going and rip out that brake in the car. No brakes. It's all gas.
Now that sounds scary, but Jeff, you're right. In some cases, all a person got to do is be willing. Now, there's other people that they already have a product, they already have a service, they already have a business. They can have even a brick and mortar business, but all of them need one thing, and that's more customers. They don't know how to connect. They don't know how to get more customers. Jeff, I won't go into it right now, but I see a lot of traditional businesses that are using internet marketing strategies right here, right now. If you pay attention to what some of the commercials, but what a person coming to a launch party, all they have to do is be willing to learn, as you said. And what are they going to learn? They're going to learn what they can do to better position themselves to make and earn more money. How to connect with people. People are the greatest resources, not diamonds, gold, or oil, but people. And you got to learn how to connect with people. And people buy from people that they like. So I'm going to show people how to make people like you. And how you like people, give them what they want. And that's what we're doing. We're giving them a launch party. They're going to have a great time. They're going to meet people. And they're going to find some common interest in some of the people right there. And guess what? Some of those people will go on to do deals that we'll never even know about. But we would be the ones who have brought them together. And they're going to go on and be prosperous and be fruitful or multiply and make more and do more and achieve and all that great stuff. And, man, our biggest thing is about helping people get it done, because the number one thing that they need is confidence. They need a strategy. They need a plan. And then they need to pull the trigger. Even if they do the concept ready, fire, aim. The beautiful thing about ready, fire, aim is once you done took the shot, you can go look and see the results, and then you can make the adjustments. But doing nothing, waiting on all the lights to turn green, you'll never leave the house. You'll never get it done. It'll never happen.
Right. And that's so true. And a lot of people, they meet that first obstacle, and that's it. They stop.
Yeah.
They get all excited about their idea. They write their plan. They do, everything. They'll even, I know like inventors or whatever, they'll even spend, thousands of dollars to develop their prototype. And then something happens. They meet an obstacle and it never goes to market. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the point that we can help people. They're passionate. They have the confidence. They have the ideas, and they're stuck. They just don't know what to do next. And so we help people work through that and get to the other side, because on the other side is prosperity, wealth, happiness, all that kind of stuff is on the other side of that obstacle. And as they learn what's on the other side of the obstacle, if we can show them what's on the other side of the obstacle, and then there is no obstacle anymore. The obstacle disappears because they learn that it's just an obstacle that they put in front of themselves.
Yep.
Which is so powerful. And that can only happen when you are coached or mentored by somebody else. And people so often just try to do everything themselves, just try to push through. And like I said, every professional athlete has had a coach, a mentor. They haven't done it themselves. They've had outside help.
Yeah. My statement, things go better together. I said, one of my statements, things go better together. If you don't have nothing but two teeth, they go better together, for sure.
Yeah. And so, I don't know. We're ready to help another group of people go through this process, and it's exciting every time that we do it. It's exciting to hear their ideas and to develop those ideas into a product or service, and to help them market their ideas and get it out to the public. That is so exciting. And then to see people's lives change because of the actions that you help them take. Right?
Yeah.
That is exciting. I mean, that's what when we're talking about launching. We're talking about launching your business, your ideas. And we just want to facilitate that. We want to be the launching pad, if you will, the launching pad to your success. There you go. We need to write that one down.
Yeah. But that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do on Friday to your success. That's what we're going to do on Friday, man. In Houston, we're going to have a great time.
So Friday, did you say it's this Friday?
This coming Friday, we're going to do it in Houston. We're going to have that launch party.
November 8th.
Huh?
That's November 8th, right? 2013. Right. So if you're listening to this recording and you're in the Houston area, Cornell's going to be in Houston on November 8th, 2013. You still there, Cornell? Cornell. All right, so he's going to be in Houston November 8th. And the best way to get information about where exactly the location is going to be is to contact Cornell Grady on Facebook. I'm back on the line here. For some reason, this phone always drops out with this software we have. Cornell.
I'm here.
All right. So
I'm here.
So it's going to be this Friday, which is November 8th, 2013. So if they're listening to the recording.
Right.
Now, the best way to get information about the exact location and how to meet up with you, the times and all that, would Facebook be the best way to contact you, or is there another method?
Facebook is a great way. Facebook is a great way, but I'm also willing to give my contact information out to people who are serious about launching their business, their product, their service, and that number is 314-409-2913. Again, that's 314-409-2913. We're doing that launch party in Houston at a high-rise. It's going to be really wonderful setting there. And then on Saturday, we're doing the home owner workshop, the reestablishing the American dream. We're going to have loan officers that's going to teach you things that you never know. We're going to have people that's going to talk to you about your credit and how to get it to where you want it to be at, which is going to be amazing all by itself. We're going to have mortgage people that can show you how you can afford to own your own home. You know, a lot of people are telling themselves what they can't do, but it's going to be how you can afford to own it, because if you can pay rent, you can pay a mortgage, and we're going to show you how to do all that great stuff. And, man, Houston is just one of our stops. We got things going on in Atlanta. We got things going on in Chicago. We got things going on in Charlotte. Hey, man, it's just exciting. So that number, again, for those who want to call and have get that information, it's 314-409-2913.
All right, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, some people, you know, a loan or whatever, or mortgage sounds scary, but these are good things to have, especially in this economy.
Right.
You know, the bad kind of credit would be like a college loan, but, you know, good credit is something where you're actually putting money into something that you're going to own and that has value.
Right.
And then, like what I said earlier, if once you own that land or that property, then you can take it one step further and then truly own that land or property. But first you have to own it in a monetary sense. Once you own it in a monetary sense, then you can take it a step further and actually own it in its entirety.
Yep,
forever.
Yep.
I mean, these patents are forever. So they can be foreclosed on. And it's a simple process. It just takes a little bit of time and effort to actually establish your ownership tree all the way back to the original patent. The patent's already on the land. There's already a patent on the land. You just are reestablishing your connection to it.
Yep.
So when people learn about that and owning real estate and learning how they can pay it off for less than they thought. There's true power and freedom in that. All right, so.
Hey man, that's it. But you know what?
So
you asked a question.
Audio, video, or something from this event.
We're gonna do snippets, you know, because we want people to come out. We want people to be there. You know, I'm traveling all the way from St. Louis to Houston, so to make this happen, so we want people to come out. But you did ask another question. People can't see on Facebook.
There's an important factor there too as well. You know, people who attend events live get a whole lot different experience than people who just listen in or watch a video or listening on the phone or whatever. You know, being at the event live when you're interacting face to face with people is a whole different, because you're not only learning the information, but you're building experience. You're building a memory in your mind, and that memory, when you're there in a physical form, that memory is embedded into your psyche even that much further. So being there live is much more powerful than listening or watching a video or doing anything that's audio visual. Being there live, being there physically, you're gonna see a gigantic transformation in your own life because that you made the commitment to be there. So if you have to travel to get there, it doesn't cost anything to come to the event, right? It's
correct. Free.
So it doesn't cost anything to get into the event. The only cost would be to get there, to give up some time and freedom, you know, doing other things, to actually make the commitment to yourself to be there and to learn processes that are going to transform your life from that point on. Right? So that's the real power here, is that we say, here's the line. If you want to really make a difference in what you're doing, just go across this line right now. Just make the commitment to cross the line, and then we will help you, you know, every way that we know how. Once you cross that line, once you make that commitment. So I'm excited to see what comes out of this coming Friday.
It's going to be great. We want people to also be able to reach us on Facebook. They can contact us there. Again, the name is Cornell Grady. And listen, man, it's going to be wonderful, wonderful, wonderful experiences. On Friday night, the launch party is at a nice high-rise right there in Houston. The homeowner workshop is also, we're going to have information on that for you. Jeff, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I thank you for doing another show, and looking forward to what's going to happen next, because guess what? We're playing at a theater near you.
Right. So what Cornell's referring to is that we're not only going to be in Houston, but we're going to be going to different cities all over the country. That's our goal. And the only way that's going to happen is if the people listening to this audio right now make the commitment to be at one of our events, because we're putting on these events for you. We want to help you achieve what we call reestablishing the American dream, reestablishing what freedom truly means, what opportunities are available. See, a lot of people have been discouraged by outside forces that says, oh, you can't do that, you can't achieve that, you don't have the right resources and knowledge, understanding, or whatever. You weren't born in the right family, or, you know, whatever the case might be. But none of that's true. See, you were given everything on the day of your birth. Everything was established. And then from that day, you have let other people whittle down to where you are now. If you're not where you want to be, then it's because you have given away that power to somebody else. And so we want to help you reestablish that. We want to help you relearn those things so that you can be who you always wanted to be.
Hey, you got it, man.
Power,
listen, Jeff,
that power is within you. So make the commitment to be there. We are doing this for you and because of you. And so wherever we're at, we want you to be there. We want you to be part of that launch party. And, like, the only cost to you is the cost to be there. And it's really not a cost because it's a great value that you're going to get from one of these events. So don't put it off thinking, oh, well, they're going to come closer to me or whatever. Do it now because, we're not promised tomorrow. We're not promised tomorrow. You don't know what's going to happen in the near future. So make the commitment to be there now so that we can get started now. And the faster that you get started, the faster we can get to what you really want to be.
Exactly. Jeff, I heard something this past week that said you never really know someone until you know what they want.
That is so true. You never really know somebody unless you know what they want. And I can just think of those times that me and you sat down and just talked about stuff, just one-on-one.
Yeah.
And, it didn't really matter what was going on elsewhere. It's just like whatever we could dream or hypothecate or whatever, whatever we could think of. And, those things kind of direct our actions today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The things that we thought of years ago. The things that we discussed years ago are things that are now coming into action, that are now establishing actions in other people and are really, truly helping other people. It's just an amazing time to be alive, you know what I'm saying? We have all these resources, all these tools, all these people. One of the things I'm not going to get into all that, but some
Jeff,
groups out there
say something.
There's too many people in the world. I'm saying there's not enough people in the world. Because we got to reach more of these people and let them know the good news. And the good news is,
you know what?
There's a beauty inside of each one of us.
No doubt. Hey, Jeff, let's say something for the next show because you just touched on something. Reach more people. That might be the title of the next show. How to reach more people. That's a good place to segue right there, man. And we're gonna pick it up next week.
The true way to reach more people is just be true to yourself. Just be who you are. Because somebody's going to resonate with that. Somebody's going to catch on and latch onto that. The more people that we can get to resonate with that, the more it's going to spread because they're going to share it with their friends. And so I look forward to this thing. Keep us updated. Follow Cornell Grady on Facebook. Real simple to find him. I think he's about the only one on there named Cornell Grady. And I'm G. Allen Roberts, Gallan Roberts on Facebook, so you can find me there as well. This has been another great show. We covered a lot of topics to reestablish the American dream. I mean, just that alone, that concept alone, should tug at the heartstrings of a lot of people. because people, fought for their freedom, and we want to reestablish that. We want to reestablish that passion, that pursuit for freedom, and the only way we can do that is with these face-to-face parties that we're having. And so it's going to be unlike anything you've ever been to before. I'm sure of that.
Yeah.
And in a good way. It's going to be in a good way because it's going to be all-inspiring and motivational, and as well as informative. And it's just going to be the beginning point for a lot of people. It's going to be that point in time where their life changed directions, and for the good. So,
all right, Jeff.
We are. I'm just dragging this out, but anyways, we do appreciate everyone who's listening, and thank you, Cornell, so much for this opportunity to share with people.
Okay. All right. Well, hey.
We'll see you soon, Cornell.